take the panels off, and then the sides come off, and we're going to need to save them. So this will be the way your grills will come packed. We can grate rack of the leg braces. Here's the other leg brace. There's the crank frame
with the V scrape in the back.
Both of the side shelves.
And wheel.
Boxes of brick. Here's the box of casters right here. Here's the grease trays. This is the handle and the crank lock. We're going to put the legs on the base of the grill, so we're actually going to flip it upside down so that we can attach them from above rather than from below. So Joe, you want to help me? We'll just flip it over. Now give you a good chance to see all the extra framing that we do on the base of it. And just pull the shrink wrap back. And one of the things that we do, the lid, when we take the original lid off, we put it on the ground right beside the pallet. That way when you flip your grill over, your grill's being protected by the cardboard, not going to get scratched on your driveway or your deck or anything like that. So reuse the cardboard, you know, for support on that until we get the legs on and all the framing done, and then you can flip it back over and get the casters on, and then you're good to go. Okay guys, on the two leg braces, you'll notice one of the leg braces is bent at a 90 degree on two sides, and one of the leg braces is just bent at a 90 degree on one side. This brace will go at the front where the door is at, so the door can open up all the way flush. So that's the two differences in them. So this will be labeled at going in on the back side, and the one with one bend will be labeled going in on the front side. And then this is the box or bag of bolts. It's you've got 16 holes, and there's 16 pieces in there with washers. So that's just the way you match them up, and it's 13 millimeter. Yeah, and we'll tighten it down. And
going to finger tight it at first to get the leg lined up square.
You've got two locking swivels and then two stationary. So you just want to make sure that your locking ones, doesn't matter which side you put them on, left or right, but that they both go on the same side. Yeah, you have a grease insert there, so if you feel you need grease, if it's not spinning like you want it to, you can add a little bit of grease, but I would just put a little bit of couple tabs of grease in there about once every year. Right on, it'll say fittings for casters. And they're going to have, it's a little bit different. It's the same size millimeter, 13 millimeter, but it's just going to say fittings for casters. They're shorter, they're labeled, and the package is going to have a nut along with it where the other one didn't. It was just a straight bolt. Each bolt's going to come with two washers and a nut. So put the washer on top. And we're going to have a washer on the bottom and then the nut. Tighten it down. This is the additional bracing for the stand. It goes up underneath. Here's the extra bracing for the stand. It just slides up underneath, and then your package of hardware assembly for the pipe frame for the stand, and it's 8 bolts, washers, and nuts, 4 on each side. And once you get all 4 of the casters on, the grill's going to be ready to flip over. I'm just going to flip it over, place a little bit more cardboard beside the grill here because we're going to flip it over. And we're just going to lay it on its side just to protect the stainless, keep it from scratching. just the bottom plate. Slides right in, covers up all your bolts. It's your wood storage plate. We're going to lock our casters, keep it from moving on us. Okay, this is our crank wheel frame, and if you notice, this is actually ambidextrous, where you can actually, if you want a right side facing wheel or a left side facing wheel, you can turn it either direction. And this locks in, and it's held together by 4 bolts. We went in for some extra support, and if you notice on the inside of the grill, we have a frame here where we've actually welded it on both sides to give it that extra strength. It's going to have up to 200 pounds worth of weight that you can put on the actual frame itself whenever, if you want to cook a baby pig or either side. There we go. Okay, here's our hardware package for the crank frame. It's just 4 bolts with washers, and it's going to take an Allen wrench, 8mm. Okay, we're putting on the door lock and the door latch. The holes are already pre-drilled, so you're just putting the sheet metal screws through it. And what I like to do is go ahead, before you put that last bolt on there, go ahead and lock it. We're gonna assemble our stainless steel bushing for the crank bar, and you'll need to unpack both of these. And there's a 2-piece wire set, and these actually slide in through the frame. And what you got to do is get both of them undone, and then just kind of eyeball them. See how we have them both matched up to where the cables are just about even, and then go ahead and come around and tighten up the Allen wrench screws on the back side. Putting the handles on, the end caps for the bar, the handle, just need a Phillips head screwdriver. Get the first side put on, completely tightened down. And we're just going to loosely put this one in so that we can get our handle in place. We're going to assemble the side shelves. We're going to start off with the middle hex head. Let's go ahead and line it up to the pre-drilled hole. The 10mm socket driver. And the last screw, there's going to be 7 total self-tapping screws in the shelves. Yeah, we're putting the middle screw in first, just so it kind of balances the side shelf on there. Okay, we're just putting the fire bricks in at the bottom. They're just going to be lined up, 2 going.
The vertical rotisserie bar is lifted high enough that the bricks will slide underneath.
On the sides and the top of the brick, we built in an expansion joist, so there's about a 1/4 or 1/2 inch of play on the back and the sides for the bricks to expand and contract.
Grade A fire bricks.
You notice the drain plug right here for water, and if grease gets into it, these are beveled on 4 different bends right there, so it'll push everything towards the middle if it gets rainwater or excess grease in it. And underneath it's going to have a drain barrel or a drain bucket. We just put the crank handle on, or the handle for the crank wheel. It's just a simple nut, slides through, and you just thread the bolt on. And you slide this right on, it goes right to the end, and then just tighten your Allen wrenches. Okay, we have our latch, our lock mechanism, and it's just going to slide right in through the hole. Then you're going to take the locking pin and slide it right back on. Okay, we're putting on the brake bracket, and you just slide it in, angle it in. Just let it go all the way down to the brick. And then take your cable lock, just raise it up a little bit, clamp it on. Bracket, you'll see in a minute when we put the grates on, but it actually has a rotisserie bracket here, and we will have a rotisserie to sell on our website, but a standard rotisserie will work on this. So if you already have one for your gas grill, you can incorporate it right in on this. If you'll notice we're not level from this to a little bit. So all that is an adjustment with your Allen wrench screws. You just loosen them up and you tighten it up and then retighten it to where it's level. We're going to add in our new patented sear and flow grill grates. We're going to be doing some testing on these over the next few days. But these are massive. Going to last a lifetime. And we have our drip trays that just slide right in. From the front. With these grill grates too, there's just about a 6-degree pitch in there where it will drain the grease towards the front. Assembly's complete.